parallel AC circuit. Some more examples. So here the example is the load taken from a supply consists of a lamp load. ABT is lamp load 10 kilowatts and it is working at unity power factor. Now BBT is motor load of 8 kVA at 0.8 power factor lagging, and CBT is motor load of 40 kVA at 0.7 power factor leading. First up, calculate the total load taken from the supply in kilowatts and in kVA and the power factor of the combined load. So here the solution is, since it is more convenient to adapt the tabular method for such questions, so we will use the same as illustrated below. So we will tabulate the kW, kVA and kVAR, whether leading or lagging of each load. Stop. The lagging kVAR will be taken as negative and leading kVAR as positive. Here, see here, observe this one. The load is divided into three types, A, B, C. Here in question they given load is divided into A, B, C, and here kVA is here the lamp kVA is power factor into kilowatts, which gives the kVA rating. Write it down. So kVA is equal to kW into cos pi. So now what is the kVA of lamp? 10 kVA. How much cos pi? Cos pi is 1. What about sin pi? Sin pi is 0. Why 0? So here cos pi is, that is nothing but pi is 0 degrees. Sin pi is 0. Sin 0 is 0. How much kW? kW is 10 kilowatts. What about kVAR? kVAR, kilovolt ampere reactive, is so VI sin pi. So kVA sin pi. kVA is 10, that multiplied with the sin, which 10 into sin pi, that means 10 into 0, which gives the kVAR is 0. That is for lamp load. That is lamp load A bit. Now go for B bit. So here how much kVA is given for the motor load in B bit? 80 kVA. So 80 kVA is 80. How much power factor? 0.8. And sin pi is, so how can we find out this sin pi? Sin pi is equal under root of 1 minus cos pi whole square. That means under root of 1 minus 0.8 square, which is the value of 0.6. Sin pi is 0.6. Now how much kW? kW is nothing but 80 kVA into 0.8 power factor. What is that? 80 into 0.8 power factor. So that gives the 80 into 0.8, that means 64 kilowatts. In second case, kilowatts is 64 kilowatts. And how much kVAR? kVAR is equal to VI sin pi. VI is how much? 80 kVA. And sin pi is 0.6. So 80 into 6, 48. This is, so here 80 into 0.6, that equal to 48, which is, this is the lagging load. So that is minus 48 here. Now C is motor load 40 kV, 8.7 power factor of leading. So kVA is how much? 40 kVA. Cos pi is 0.7, that is leading. What about the sin pi? Sin pi is 0.714. So sin pi is 0.714. Here kW is nothing but 40 into, that means kVA into cos pi, 40 into 0.7, which is, so here, which is 40 into 0.7, that is equal to 28 kilowatts. Now, so here, this is the leading kVAR. So we can write here, this is positive. kVAR is how much? So kVAR is nothing but VI sin pi. So VI sin pi, which gives the kVAR 40 into 0.714. kVAR is nothing but here 40 into 0.714. Here this is the 28.6. Here they given by 6. That is a not. Here that is the plus. Is here plus 28.6. Not 28.6. So how much we get? So 4 4s are 4 1s are 4 7s are. That means 28 point something. So here this is the 28.8. This is the how much? This one is positive value. This here load is a positive value. So total equal to, total load kilowatts is equal to 102, and the kVAR is minus 40 plus 28.8, that gives 28.6, that gives the 19 point, actually this is the 19.4. So here minus 19.4, so they written wrong to here 19.2, that is not correct. Here they could write minus 19.4. So that is the value. Here total kilowatts is 102. Total kVAR is minus 19.4. So kVA taken, so for that kVA taken is, so 102 square plus or plus under minus 19.0 square under root, that is equal to 103.9. 103.9. So that is so total kVA taken by the circuit. Now the power factor of the whole total circuit. So now here the power factor is equal to kW by kVA, that is equal to 102 by 103.9. Such value is that is equal to 0.9822 lag. Here this is the 0.9822 lag. So now next one is here, read once again this one. A 23 volts, comma 50 hertz single phase supply is feeding the following loads, which are connected across it. So what are those loads? So first one is motor load of 4 kilowatts. It is 8.8 lagging power factor, and rectifier of 3 kilowatts 8.6 leading power factor, and a lighter load, that means light load, that means so bulb load, so that is 10 kVA at a unity power factor. So now here a pure capacitive load of 8 kVA is given. What they are asking, total kilowatts, comma total kVAr, comma total kVA. So this is the question. You have to write once again. So write here. Now, so columns, rows and columns are given. Solution. Serial number 1. Item is, so write the column. Serial number, item, kilowatts, power factor, kVA, kVAr, ISIR. So here, so serial number 1, item is motor, kilowatts is 4 kilowatts, power factor is 0.8, and kVA is 5, kVAr is 3, it is negative. So why it is negative? It is lagging load, that means motor. So now I is 21.74 and IS is 17.4 and IR is 13.04. So that is a lagging. Now here second one is rectifier. It is 3 kilowatts and power factor is 0.6 leading. Now kVA is 5 and kVAr is positive 4. Why it is positive 4? It is leading power factor. Now I is 21.74 and IS is 31.04, IR is 17.4 leading. It is leading, so it is positive. Now next is the light load, which is the 10 kilowatts and power factor is 1 and kVA also 10 kVA and the kVAr is 0 and the I is 43.48 and IS is 43.48 and IR is 0. Now here capacitive load is kilowatts is 0 and power factor also 0. KVA is 8 and KVAR is 8 leading. So now I is 34.8 and IS is 0 and 34.8 is leading. Now total is KW is 4 plus 3 plus 10 plus, that is, which gives the 17, and the KVA is nothing but we cannot directly adding, which is, so phasor addition required here. So now here KVAR or KVAR is nothing but 3 minus 3 plus 4 plus 8. So minus 3 plus 4 is plus 1 and plus 1 plus 8 is 9 plus 9. This is the plus leading. So KVAR is plus 9 and KW is 17. This phasor addition will get the KVA. So now here I is phasor addition required. IS is directly adding 17, 13 and 43, that is gives the 73.92, and also IR also gives the 13, 17 and 34, 39, which gives the directly 39.16. So now this I is resultant phasor addition. Performing the calculation as per the tabular entries above, the following answers are obtained. Total kilowatts is 17 and total KVAR is 9, that is leading. So now the total KVA, that is equal under root of 17 square plus 9 square, which gives the 19.2354. Overall circuit power factor is KW by KVA, that is equal to 17 by 19.2354, that gives the 0.884 leading. Now overall current is 9235.4 divided by 230, that gives the 83.63 amps. So here this is the phasor diagram. So here V is the reference, I1 it is the load of 1, I2 is the load of 2, I3 is the load of 3, I4 is the load of 4. So the total, so resultant current is I. Total current, resultant current is I. So this is a phasor diagram for currents and corresponding load. Now go for next problem. A three-phase induction motors delivers an output of 15 HP at 83% efficiency. The motor is delta connected and is supplied by 440 watts, three-phase 50 Hz supply. Line current drawn by the motor is 22.36 amps. What is motor power factor? So here the motor is in HP, that is 15 HP, and efficiency is 83%. Now it is delta connected, supply voltage is 440 volts. The line current drawn by motor is 22.36. So they are asking what is the power factor. So here decided improve the power factor to 0.95 lakh by connecting three similar capacitors in delta across the supply terminals. Determine the value of the capacitance of each capacitor. This is a three-phase problem, simple problem. So here power factor is equal to, in generally power is equal to VI cos pi. Generally VI cos pi. So here in generally three phase is equal power is equal to root 3 VLIL cos pi. Root 3 VLIL cos pi. Here the power is in HP. So HP is nothing but 1 HP is equal to 745 watts. For 15 HP, 15 into 745. Power is 15 into 745 in electrical terms. Now cos pi is equal to 3 phase power divided by root 3 VL IL. That is the formula for power factor. So here power is 15 into 745 divided by 0.83 into 1.732 into 440 into 22.36. Here 0.83 is the efficiency. So you can write in terms of efficiency. By efficiency, power factor is equal. So here electrical power divided by efficiency into root 3 into VL IL. Actually this is the formula. So here efficiency is 0.83 and root 3 is 1.732 and voltage is 440 volts line voltage and line current is 22.36. So by substituting those values in this power factor formula, so we get the 0.79 lagging. So now from that power factor we could find the pi, that is phase angle. Pi is equal cos inverse of 0.79, that is equal 37.8 degrees. Now here I1 is equal to I phase, that is equal to 22 point, that means we want the phase current. So what they given, line current given. Generally phase current is equal to line current by root 3. So that is the formula here applied. So 22.36 divided by 1.732. 1.732 means here that is the value is root 3. So now 22.36 divided by 1.732 is equal to 12.91 amps. Now for that active current means active component of current, I cos phi. So that is IA is equal to I1 cos pi 1. Here cos pi 1 is 0.79, I1 is 12.91 phase current. So now 12.91 into 0.79, that is equal to 10.2 amps. That is the active component of current. Now so new power factor is improved to how much? 0.95 leading 95. So now cos pi 2 is equal to here, that is equal to 0.95, pi 2 is equal to 18.2 degrees. So here I2 is equal to, what is I2 here? 10.2 by 0.95. 10.2 by 0.95, which gives the I2. So what is that? 10.74. So this is another active component of current. Now capacitive current is I1 psi pi 1 minus I2 sin pi 2. So which results in 4.563. So here capacitive reactance for phase is, so capacitive reactance, that is XC is for phase is voltage by current, that is, so for phase, that means V phase by I phase, which gives the, so 440 volts by 4.563, that is equal 96.4 over 3 ohms. Now what is the capacitance here? So what is the formula for capacitance? Xc is equal to omega c v. So here c is equal xc is equal to v by I. So here xc is equal to 1 by omega c, that is equal to, here you can write c is equal to, so we determined the for previous classes how the formula is written in the previous classes. See once again in previous classes. Now directly we are determining the capacitance value. Here capacitance for phase is 33 microfarads. Here these have to be delta connected. Now one more problem. So now one more problem. See here, observe this one. So very important problems these are. So once again you read it. So simple problem, read the problem. So draw admittance triangle between the terminals A and B of figure 14.46a, labeling its sides with the appropriate values and units in case of. So what they are given here in the first case, XL is equal to 4 ohms and XC is equal to 8 ohms in the first case, and in second case XL is equal to 10 ohms and XC is equal to 5 ohms. Here observe this one. In first case XL is low value, meaning XL is compared to XC is low value. XL is low value as compared to XC, and in second case XL is the high value as compared to XC. So here they are given two conditions. So XL is in first case is low value, in second case is so more than that XC. So what they given here? Here the 1 ohm resistance between A and C terminal, 1 ohm resistance, and JXL and JXC are in parallel, and these are connected by BC terminals. So here JXC and JXL are parallel, so resultant reactance is we have to find out from these two parallel branches. So now in first case XL is equal to 4 ohms and in second case XC is equal to 8 ohms. Now from these two parallel branches the resultant is ZCB is that equal to JXL minus JXC divided by JXL plus and minus of JXC. Here JXL minus JXC divided by J within bracket XL minus XC. So here substitute J into J square, that is minus, and here minus, so minus plus, and so that what is that here XL into XC by XL minus XC divided by Z. Here XL minus, that means here XL into XC by Z within bracket XL minus XC. Here in first case XL is 4 and XC is 8. 4 into 8 divided by, so denominator J within bracket 4 minus 8. 4 minus 8. 4 into 8, 32 divided by 4 minus 8. That means here, so minus 4. J is in denominator, which so convert so numerator, which gives the minus j. Here minus 4 minus j, so minus minus get cancelled. So 32 by 4, so which gives the J8, which gives the J8. Here ZCB is J8. Now calculate ZAB. So here calculate ZAB. ZAB is equal to 1 plus, so here 1 is the resistance and ZCB is the J8 ohms. Now that ZAB is equal to 1 plus J8 ohms. So here the resultant is, so 1 plus J8 ohms. That means here 1 plus J8 means it is the RL circuit. The resultant is RL circuit. Now, so why AB? That means the admittance of AB branch. So AB terminals, that is equal to 1 by ZAB, that is equal to 1 by 65 minus J8 by 65 mos. Now, so now go for the second case. In second case, so what is that? XL is 10 ohms and XC is 5 ohms. What about ZCB? J10 into minus J5 divided by, so XL minus XC. That means J10 minus J5, that is J5. So here J10 into minus J5 divided by J5. Here J5 cancelled. So minus J10 is remaining value. So here the ZCB is equal to minus J10. Now here the ZAB is equal to 1 ohm and the ZCB, it is in series. So now ZAB is equal to 1 minus Z10. So here the circuit is RC circuit. So from this we can say ZAB is RC circuit. The resultant circuit is RC circuit. Now the admittance of this condition, this second condition, YAB is equal to 1 by 101 plus J 10 by 101 mos. That is the second case here. So what is the triangle here? In first case admittance triangle, the conductance in real axis, that is x axis, and susceptance is in, so imaginary axis, that is y axis. So G is 1 by 65 and so here the susceptance B is 8 by 65. Here minus 8 by 65. So it is drawn in downward. So it is minus 8 by 65. So minus is, so indication, that means it is drawn in downside. So 1 by 65 is phasor sum of addition with the 8 by 65, which gives the admittance, that is the total admittance of the branch 1. For second one is the admittance. So here in real axis, so conductance is 1 by 101 and the susceptance is 10 by 101. Here the positive, so it is the susceptance is imaginary axis in upward side and the conductance is in real axis, x-axis. That means here the conductance and the susceptance resultants, which gives the admittance of the second case. So here admittance triangle for first case and admittance triangle for second case. This is the formula, and this is a problem solution for this question. Now this is the problem they given. Here for the circuit info figure, L is equal to 0.159, C is equal to 0.3183 microfarad, and I2 is equal to 5 angle of 60 degrees, V1 is equal to 50 angle of 90 degrees volts, and this is the circuit diagram they given, and the voltage Z1 and C are in parallel. After this parallel combination, L is in series, this total is in parallel with the Z2. This is the combination. So what they are asking, find the impedance Z1 with its components and the source voltage in the form of instantaneous, that is Vm cos omega t plus phi, and third one is impedance Z2 with its components, so that source PF power factor is unity. So without adding to the circuit power loss and power loss in the circuit, and one more is draw the phasor diagram. Here XL is equal to 2 pi FL, that is equal to 50 ohms. XC is equal to 1 by omega C, that is equal to 10 ohms. Now IL is equal to, where is IL? So in this circuit, IL is equal to V by JXL, that is equal to, here 250 angle of 90 degrees divided by 50 angle of 90 degrees. 90 degrees is cancelled. So, and 250 by 55 angle of 0 amps. V2 is minus J I2XC, that is equal to 5 angle of 60 degrees, that into 10 angle of minus 90. So now that is equal to 50 angle of minus 30 degrees volts, that is equal to, in rectangular is 43.3 minus J 25 volts. Now IL is equal to IL minus I1 minus I2, 5 angle of 0 degrees minus 5 angle of 60 degrees, that is equal to 5 plus J0 minus 5 within bracket 0.5 plus J 0.866, that is equal to 2.5 minus J 4.33 equal to 5 angle of minus 60 degrees. Now A bit is Z1 is equal to, that is equal to V2 by I1, that is equal to 50 angle of minus 30 divided by 5 angle of minus 60, which is gives the 10 angle of 30 degrees, that is equal to 8.66 plus J5. Now B bit Vs is equal to V1 plus V2, that is nothing but here 43.3 plus J 22.5. So it is in polar value is 22.9.1 angle of 79.1 degrees. Now Es is 324 cos 314 t minus 10.9. Taking V1 as reference, Vs is equal to 325 cos 314 t minus 79.1. Taking IL as reference. Now C is, so source current must be at unity power factor with Vs, that is, so the component of IL in phase with Vs, that is if Vs is equal to 5 cos 79.1 degrees, that is equal to 0.9455 amps. Now component of IL in quadrature with Vs and is lagging by 90 degrees, that is equal to 5 into sin 79.1, that is equal to 4.91 amps. Now Z2 must carry Is such that no power loss is there and Is is at unity power factor with Vs. So Ia has to be capacitive to compensate in magnitude the quadrature component of IL. So Ia is equal to 4.9 1 amps. Z2 is equal to Vs by Ia, that is equal to 229.1 by 4.91, that is equal to 46.6 ohms. Corresponding capacitance C2 is equal to 1 by 46.66 into 314, that is equal to 68.34 microfarads. Here power loss in the circuit is I1 square into 8.66, that is equal to 216.5 watts or power. So power is equal to Vs component of IL in phase width. Vs is equal to 299.1 into 0.9455, that is equal to 216.5 watts. Here phasor diagram is, here I1, IA, I1, I2, Ia and IL. IL is the reference, and here V1, V2, Vs. This is the phasor diagram they give you. So I2, I1 is 60 degrees. I2, I1 is 60 degrees. See here, observe this one from the so the problem is over. Next we will continue after that.